Hi there, I'm Dave, and welcome to No Recipe Required. It's great to have you here. So tonight I'm going to do another spaghetti dish for you. Shrimp and spaghetti. This one flavored with a little bit of pancetta, which is Italian bacon. It's got kind of a salty, porky flavor that is absolutely awesome, and is an accent flavor for our shrimp and pasta. It's killer. You're absolutely going to love it, and it's really, really easy to do. Let's go ahead and show you how to do it. So for our spaghetti with shrimp and pancetta, I'm going to start off by cooking my pancetta, and I like to do it kind of over medium heat, medium-low heat, because frankly, the pancetta, at least the pancetta I have, is not too fatty. You just want to crisp it up, and that's why I also add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. You don't want to burn it, you don't want to scorch it. Like I said, you just want to render some of that fat out, some of the flavor out. We're going to continue to use this pan with our other ingredients. This will probably take 7-8 minutes or so. You just have to stir it every couple minutes. No big deal. Okay, so once our pancetta is rendered down, I'm going to go ahead and add my sliced onions. Nice and thinly sliced, maybe half an onion. A little bit less than half would be absolutely fine. If your pan is dry, you can add a little bit more olive oil. I'm going to hold off on the salt until I got it cooked down a little bit more. Because the pancetta or bacon, you can absolutely use bacon as a substitute. It's got some salt in it, and we may have enough in there already. So we'll just salt in the end. I've got my water going, and I am just going to wilt these, what do you call these things? These onions down, and then we're going to come back, kind of put it all together. So my onions are just kind of on that edge of caramelization, kind of close, but still have a little bit of texture there, and not really completely brown. I'm going to add in that was a really large clove of garlic. I'd add like 2 medium-sized cloves of garlic. I think a little bit of garlic is absolutely perfect here. By the way, I just dropped my pasta, which is going to take about 10 minutes to cook. I'm going to add a couple chili flakes as well. I'm just going to let that garlic soften for about 45 seconds, maybe to a minute and a half or so. Then we're going to come back and start turning this into our sauce. Okay, so I just added like a 1/4 cup, maybe half a cup, 1/3 of a cup of white wine. Measurements don't matter too much. You're going to bring this up to a boil, let it reduce at least by half or so, and you can regulate the speed, obviously based on the amount of heat you do. High heat will go faster, and you just want to kind of time things. You want to get the sauce done. We're about 8 minutes away, so the pasta is done about the same time. Okay, my wine is reduced, so I'm going to add in chicken stock, about the same amount. Now, and I'm going to bring this up to the boil, let it reduce as well. Now remember, you can always turn down the heat if you need more time for your pasta to cook. Okay, so my pasta is like 30 seconds away from being done. Really, really close. I've got my stock and wine reduced. I'm going to add my shrimp, which I just cut into kind of little bite-sized pieces. They're literally going to take like a minute and a half to cook on a simmer like this. Not very long at all. I'm also going to add my peas. I'm using frozen peas, which I think are pretty darn good. And I'm just going to let these cook while we drain off our pasta. My shrimp and my peas have been going for about 35, no, longer than that, minute and a half or so. I'm going to toss my pasta in there. And I'm just going to cook everything together for about another minute and let the, let the sauce kind of absorb into the pasta a little bit. The pasta starch from the pasta is going to thicken the sauce. If needed, if things are a little dry, always reserve a little bit extra pasta water and just add that back in. I think this is probably pretty good. You do need to season your pasta. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and we're good to go. I'm going to let this go for about 30 seconds and we'll serve it up. 30 seconds, nothing. I can't believe I forgot ingredients. A little bit of parsley, add some color. Adds a little bit of flavor, and a squeeze of maybe 1/3 of a lime, which is just wonderful in there as well. I add that again at the very last second, and now I promise you we're ready to serve it up. Okay, let's go ahead and serve up our shrimp pasta with pancetta. I happen to be using this kind of crazy, really thick spaghetti. It works great though, obviously. Any particular type of pasta, long pasta you want to do. Dig down there, make sure you get a little something all the way through. Clean up the plate. I don't particularly like a cheese garnish or Parmesan, on fish dishes like this or seafood dishes, but if you want to do a little breadcrumb on top toasted, that'd be absolutely perfect. I'll see you next time, and no recipe required.